What's up, Shinigami Kai? Shinigami here, back with another episode of Black Belt Reacts, and once again we are reacting to Detroit Urban Survival Training, or Detroit Urban Survival Tactics, D.U.S.T, from the Detroit Urban Survival Management channel on YouTube. Again, I don't own any of these, just reacting to them. But yeah, with that being said, let's get right into it. So, here's the first video. I haven't seen this yet. Apparently it's some kind of Wristlock video. See what we got here.
It's not just, I can't pull free. If I understand how the thumb works, I can get free like that. No matter how strong, no matter how hard I pull, it's not going out. If I come this way, I come right. That's biomechanics. It's not just your hands weak. Your hands strong. Strong to hold me no matter what I do.
Now, this is what gets me about this guy. He's right. This works. This is actual legitimate biomechanics. So I don't get how we can do some things like this and be correct and clearly know, like, he's clearly learned something proper from somebody. But
I mean, what will break right here? Something will break.
It's like he only trained with them for a couple months and then left to open his own like dojo here, teaching correct principles the wrong way. Let's watch that actual Wristlock again, though, because that looks a little funky.
Got PD up, thumb down. When you do that, you got a Z lock. You control the person. You can't stand up now. Neck raise.
See, that Z lock or gooseneck lock, I don't think he really has it all the way in right either. Yeah, see, this is what blows my mind about this guy. Like, some of the stuff, he clearly knows some legitimate things. You know, everyone likes to react to just his bad stuff. I just pick random videos to react to. Everyone keeps reacting like the same 5 videos. I'm going to be a little more intellectually honest about this. The escape from the wrist grab is correct. I don't think the wrist lock is, and that's kind of my thing that amuses me about this dude is like he'll certain things will be right usually at the beginning, and then he just goes off the rails and does things wrong. Gonna test some of these soon, hopefully real soon. I think this will be one of them. I gotta see how his little Z lock here is working, because that's not how you're supposed to Z/gooseneck lock somebody. It's too sideways. It's too easy for him to escape it. I'm pretty sure I could get out of that without any problem. But like I said, we'll test it. We'll see. Maybe I can even get together with Jerry from Fight Commentary Breakdowns and we can run through some of these. I should hit him up. Anyway, next. Okay, so here we have a pistol disarm, apparently, where they already have the gun to your neck. My question is, why wouldn't you try to do something about it before it gets to this point? The guy's in front of you, not behind you. This seems like it's going to be one of those really stupid ones. Let's see what happens.
Detroit Urban Survival Training. Right now, you're going to see how you can increase your survivability even though someone has you hostage with a pistol on your neck. In this case, step 1, slap, trap out of the way, pull your head. Step 2, you're going to take your fingers, go into the eyes. Step 3, redirect the weapon. Your turn. Step 1, slap and trap it. Eyes. Redirect the weapon. That's how easy it is for you to increase your survivability.
Now here we go again, where he does one of these techniques, and the first time it's a certain way, and then when he shows it step by step, it starts different, or something. There's always something off. Again, he kind of has the right idea, but even the order of operations is a little wrong. anytime you eye gouge somebody while you do something else, the eye gouge has to come at the same time. It needs to be a distraction. You should not be doing that after you try to grab the gun. If you should be doing it when you're trapping and grabbing the gun, and even then, the dude's got the gun to your neck, you're kind of in a bad situation. If he's got his finger on the trigger, especially if it's a hair trigger, you're probably, this is one of those times where you're really risking getting shot, even if you move your head off the line. You know, I think you're kind of just in a bad spot here. I don't think this is going to work. You know, he didn't even have him pull the trigger on this one, so we couldn't even see where the timing was. Although we've also seen that when he does have him pull the trigger, it's usually 1.5, 2 seconds after the gun's already off the center line and he's out of the way. So, I don't know. This definitely is a red flag, bad idea, McDojo vibe right here. Probably going to see if I need to find something that can click so I can try to test some of these out, and maybe either improve them or, you know, debunk them, because this one seems debunkable. You know, this is, I've learned a few disarms, and this is not even close to on the list. This is as bad as that knife disarm where the guy already had the knife to his neck and his hands were down before he started defending himself. That's my thoughts on this one. Next. Oh, yeah, now this is one I've seen, but I want to give my thoughts on it, so that's why it's in this video. He's going to kick the knee. Kicking the knee is not a bad idea, but this is one of those things where you just watch. Yeah, you kick the knee, it's not going to do that. They're not going to fall backwards like that.
Has a blade. It's in a forward grip. They're not committing, but you need to stop the threat. So he's not leaning forward. He's not actually stabbing yet. Instead of waiting, we take initiative using our longest, strongest weapon, which is our leg. We're going to turn away slightly, which actually can sometimes bait them. You're going to go straight to the knee and go all the way through.
So you close the weapon, close the target, go all the way through. That works, but
this tells you to increase your survivability.
If they're already kind of bent down like that, you're probably not going to knock their knee backwards from the front. On top of that, he's not doing anything to control the weapon. This is all cap. Like I said earlier, the idea of kicking someone's knee in, that's legitimate. The idea of doing it when they're in that kind of stance is not, and then the fact that they have a knife and he's not addressing control of the knife, no. Nope. Bad idea. Bad idea. Next. Yeah, this is one I picked at random. I haven't seen it yet. So, let's see what this is. I'm going to try not to get into too much detail on these like I did last time, because that video was not supposed to be an hour long. It was only supposed to be like half of that, but anyway. Let's check it out.
Back, pushing, try to resist, push up, and then what you're going to do is you're going to drop down underneath them. So when you drop down, if they have fabric, you grab it. If they don't, it doesn't matter. If they have fabric, grab it. If they don't, you're just going to hold here. And as you fall down, as they're pushing forward, your feet are going to go underneath that.
Now, push-pull concept. Again, his concepts are correct. His principles are correct. His execution is not really necessarily there. Grab the material. Again, depends what kind of material. That type of shirt looks a little too stretchy for that to really give you control. So I would grab behind the elbow. And I think even if they're pushing forward, you still need to pull a little more. But I think really doing this kind of throw, you need to kind of push them first, push back a little bit first, so they, you know, commit more towards putting their weight forward. Then you pull as you drop, and you need to really commit more. I mean, there's way too much space the first time he does it, and even when he shows it the second time, even with the guy going with it, it shouldn't be that slow. You know, personally, I grab one arm, the closest arm to the side I'm dropping to, so he can't post, or the side I'm going to roll him to, and then I would grab that vest. You know, arm and lapel, a little more judo, jiu-jitsu, but more realistic too. That's going to give you a lot more control. Or grab the back of their head. You know, you got to control their posture, which he's not really doing enough here. The guy was going with it too much. Might work. Also, run the risk of it might not, and now you're in a bad position because you never want to drop like that in a street fight. Can you imagine dropping your tailbone on the concrete like that? Like, no thank you, sir. No thank you. Next. Okay, so now we have one that's supposed to be the biggest man. Oh, this guy looks barely bigger than the last guy. A little heavier, but height-wise and everything about the same. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see what he does here. No strike takedown. I mean, the other one didn't have any strikes in it either. But let's see where this goes.
Detroit Wristlock training. Right now, I'm going to share with you a way that you can move someone against their will, even when they're much stronger than you, much bigger than you. All right, he's going to walk this way, and I don't want you to fall down. I want you to stay on your feet, okay? Are you ready? Walk forward. Detroit Wristlock training. The way this works is I went under the nose, and you go under the nose right here. It doesn't matter how strong they are. It breaks the vertical plane and causes them to go back. You can use that as an intelligent option to improve your likelihood of survivability in a situation where the person is much larger than you and you want to take them down.
Now, again, pushing on the nose is actually something that works. This little nerve here, or even the cartilage, it hurts. It works. This is actually part of one of our variations on a side headlock escape that we teach in my Kempo class. The problem is his positioning is off. Now this would get the guy to go down, but the guy shouldn't have folded forward like that. So I don't know if he was just trying to go with it, like he was acting like he was going with it or what. But if you're going to do something like that to tilt someone off their, like he says, vertical plane, off that center of gravity, that vertical axis of your center of gravity, they should be falling down, you know, kind of almost straight back, almost like they're about to go into a crab walk or something. More of an arch. So his positioning was kind of wrong. His follow-through was kind of wrong, and it was just off. His ideas are there. They're all a little off in execution. And I don't understand why anyone buys into this. Like, clearly he has enough money to afford this facility, you know, where he's at least renting it for training purposes. And he's got all this fancy logo crap. But it just is off. It's off. And granted, I am an experienced, you know, martial artist whose main art is focused on street defense, real world combative situations like street combatives. So I mean, I do have a little bit more insight into this stuff. And I'm not saying that American Kempo is the only way. There are lots of martial arts that actually are legitimate and work. But again, I think my thing is this guy seems to be like he trained for a couple months in one kind of like soft style school, and then learned a little bit, like maybe a month of jiu-jitsu, like and then just kind of went off on his own, opened a McDojo, and just started making money hand over fist off of suckers, and that's what this seems to be like to me. You know, and I'm sure there are people that see these techniques and oh, it worked. So then they go to a school. Like this is good advertising. You know, you show something that works, people want to train with you. People who know better know that this isn't going to work though. So I don't know. It's what bugs me about it is he knows principles and concepts, but his execution is always wrong. It either starts right and ends up wrong, or it's just wrong all the way through. kind of like here. Like the nose thing works, but the way he does it is wrong. I can't put a finger on it other than describing it that way, you know? Next. Okay, now this one was supposed to be my last video. I ripped it wrong, so it was only audio. And then when I went to go stream it on the YouTube channel, I forgot that I had autoplay on, so it went to the next video, and I think it was playing advertisements because I don't think my ad blocker was working for some reason. So I had to cut it. But we're going to get to my thoughts on this real quick here. And this is going to be the last one for this episode. So, let's get into it.
Detroit Urban Survival Training. I'm going to share with you right now what you can do if someone's bracing and they're strong and you're having a hard time putting them in an arm bar. So if you try to move the arm bar, this happens to a lot of people, they'll try to arm bar the person and they can't because the person is strong and they're resisting. So all you have to do is remember this. Take your palm up in a circle, and now you have control. You can remain standing or take them all the way to the ground. Your choice. This is an intelligent option that will increase your survivability.
Now, here's my thing about it. His footwork's wrong when he's trying to get the armbar at the beginning, showing it not working. Second, he does this huge, ridiculous, unnecessary overarch. Now, there's two options here. If you really feel the guy's going to be that big of a threat, especially if you start to throw a punch at you and you have that arm control, you smack the elbow, hit the elbow, snap it that way. You know, that's a more serious response. But, you know, again, once you learn how to gauge the danger of a situation, you can make those decisions on the fly. You don't need to make these huge, coming from way down here to, dude, maybe about here, you already have the leverage, roll the arm, push and roll the arm over. You don't need all that. And then I really don't like the idea of going into this half hammer lock because the guy can still get out. He says you have control, but you really don't have that much control here. You're not really putting that much pressure on the shoulder. You might be able to lock the wrist, but you're parallel to them in a way that they can still spin out and then spin, you know, pull their arm around, spin back towards you, or do something. It's not ideal. This one I'm going to demonstrate for sure. When I test these, this one I want to actually demonstrate the right way to do this, and what realistic options are, because this is just not it, fam. Try to get that vid to you by New Year's. Christmas is this weekend. New Year's is next week. Might be able to work something out. So, if I don't see you for the rest of the holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, whatever you guys celebrate. You know, maybe Festivus for the rest of us. I don't know. I know I'll be over with Rachel and Annabelle making dinner and just having a good time. It's been a little rough this year, so I think my present is my presence and my cooking skills. Just another reminder, too, my Gofundme is still active. I still haven't gotten enough money to replace my MMA gear. Like at all, I can't even replace the bag to carry it in yet. So if you guys hit the link and donate anything you can, it'd be much appreciated so I can, you know, train properly and have the equipment I need when I train, because the lab doesn't have loaner equipment. So, yeah, that's it. Shinigami out.
Shinigami, samurai master, straight up out the land of Lancaster. No one stronger, ain't no one faster. Turning the opponents into Caspers, ghosts, disasters. We don't do no waiting, where I'm from we attack them. Swift KO kick to the chin, leave them napping. Sniff, take a whiff, that's the smell of victory. Better fear, making all my peers' careers history. Big dubs, all we catch is big dubs. Karate chops to his tops, leave them big slumped. Humble beast, beefing in the street. We don't take no loss, you gon' catch defeat. You gon' catch a fist.